Hello, good morning Year 6. Welcome back to another English session. It is Tuesday the 21st of April today and we're going to be looking at revising our sentence punctuation. Now then, as we get started, as we do every day, you have got a spag starter here, okay? There are different terms here and the sentences that you need to find them in. Now it's very important that you do this. Why, do I hear you ask? Well, you need to make sure that these are still in your brains, that you still remember what these means. These technical terms are very important, so make sure you can find them and you can use them, okay? Now, Elena sent me her answers yesterday and I gave them a little mark for her. That's absolutely great, not a problem. If you want to do this on a piece of paper, okay, and then take a photograph and send me the answers, okay, I will mark them for you. That is not a problem. If you would like to mark them yourself, you are more than welcome to do so. Now then, I would like you to pause this video in a second and have a go at this. So pause the video in 3, 2, and 1, pause. Okay, hopefully you've now completed them. You've found all these different elements and we are now going to have a go at going through the answers. So, the adverb. Adverbs usually end in ly. They describe the verb, okay? The verb is tucked. How is this being done? It is being done lovingly. Usually ends in ly, in this case it does. The determiners, there are 3 here. The, some, and his. The prepositions. Through, over, and in. The modal verb is may. The independent clause, the main clause, a strong part of the sentence that can stand on its own. The teacher sat at his desk. The next part, as the children completed their work, whilst it's good and it's informative, it is not completely necessary to be there. I could take it away and this would still make sense, okay? But it is more information, it makes the sentence better, okay? But the main clause is actually here. The dependent, the subordinate clause here is when the wind blew through the window. The coordinating conjunction, fanboys, is but, and the subordinating conjunction, introducing the subordinating clause here, is until, okay? So well done if you got them all correct. Excellent work, Year 6. Now, yesterday, I read the story of Mr. George Baker, which was this one here. Now, if you've not yet listened to me read this story, you need to stop this video and go and listen to it now. It's about 5 minutes long, the story. Now, it's very important because your work will be about this story today. It is another text from Amy Hest, the author of When Jessie Came Across the Sea, okay? So if you've not listened to it, stop here now and go and listen to that first. If you have listened to it, excellent work, Year 6, well done, okay? You've saved yourself some time already. Now, this story, okay, is all about another immigrant, someone who has travelled to America for work or for a different life. Now, like Jessie's grandmother, Mr. George Baker couldn't read or write, and he probably couldn't speak English when he first arrived, okay? So he's had to learn that skill as he's gone on. Now, as we know, that doesn't make him any different. That doesn't make any difference into his life. And he's got a very close friend of this young boy who goes to school with him. Now then, this story is also about an immigrant, okay? A descendant of immigrants to the USA, and he also did not learn to read as a child, just like Jessie's grandmother, okay? Now, you may have noticed some different words in there because it's an American story by an American author. So we've got pants, candy, sack, suspenders, and a screen door. Now, the English version of these words, pants, trousers. Candy, I'm sure you've all heard that before, would be sweets. Sack, well, satchel is his bag. Suspenders, it's an interesting one, I don't know if you know what these are. Now, suspenders would hold up your trousers. In English, we call them braces. And they basically clip on your trousers, over your shoulders, the back of your trousers, and they stop your trousers falling down. Okay? And a screen door. Now, a screen door you may have come across before. You may even have them on your windows here. Okay? It is a very fine piece of mesh, like a material, usually made out of a very fine, thin metal. And it allows the wind through and it allows air to come through your house whilst the door is open, but it stops any bugs and insects coming through the window or the door. So this is a screen door. And again, the message in here, there's a couple of different messages, and I really like this book. One is that everyone is equal and everyone should be treated fairly, of course, okay? But the main messages are really that education matters. Doesn't matter how old you are, you can still learn something. And it's good to still be able to go and learn and not be afraid to be able to go and learn, okay? So there's a message from this book. Now then, when I Skype you this morning, we're going to be going on a punctuation hunt. I've got some text for you, I'm going to look at it together and find different punctuation marks. Your task, your independent task without me, is to create a bullet point list of different punctuation marks and their uses. Now, punctuation, okay, in the sense of bullet points, is very important. It doesn't matter if it's a dot, if it's a plus, a minus, or a little arrow, or a star, as long as they are the same all the way through. Don't change them like this. Have one and keep them the same all the way through your work. Now, the reason these are important is they really emphasize and highlight the information. It makes it really clear what you're trying to say, because bullet points usually only contain the most important information. And that's what you're going to be doing today. You're going to be making a bullet point list about different punctuation marks. What are they? What are they called? Why do we use them? And maybe even an example, okay? Now, there isn't an example on the sheet that has been sent to you of your work for today. So you could have a look at that and get some ideas from there. Or you could come up with your own ideas. That is absolutely fine. You could do this on paper, or you could do it on a computer, because there are many different software, publishing software, that allows you to use different punctuation marks, whether it's the Apple Pages, whether it's Microsoft Word, or whether you're using PowerPoint, it doesn't matter. Okay, there's lots of different bullet points. So that's what your task is, Year 6. Okay, so maybe I will focus my first one, and let me get rid of these so I've got all the same one. I'm going to go with my general trusty plus sign. Okay, so I would write, okay, first one, full stop. That's my first punctuation mark I'm going to look at. A full stop. This shows the end of a sentence. Okay, this shows the end of a sentence. And then I could maybe give an example, maybe in a different colour. The story was great. And again, I will use a slightly different colour to highlight what a full stop looks like. And there it is, okay? And then I will come up with the next punctuation mark that I know. Pardon me. I will give the name of it, what it does, and an example, okay? So I'm looking for different punctuation marks, their uses, and an example, please, Year 6. That is your task, okay? It's all on the sheet for you, okay? As soon as you finish it, take a photograph, send it to me on Dojo, onto Skype, onto email, and your extension task is here. You can do your study ladder tasks. They are available if you want a further little challenge, okay? So that is your task this morning, Year 6. I look forward to speaking to you, where we're going to be finding different punctuation marks. Otherwise, have a great session, and I will speak to you very, very soon.